The Beamsville and District Lions will be out in full force as they collect food donations, all in support of Community Care West Niagara.
What we do is go to all the doorsteps in Lincoln, in the communities, not necessarily all the little rural streets, but any of the communities in Lincoln. We pick up the food, bring it back to the community center in Beamsville, and we sort it by date and by product, and then load it back in the truck and bring it to community care. A lot of families that are both parents working are still having trouble at the end of the month making all their bills. So if there's any way that we can actually help them with the food, it sometimes will allow them to stay in their homes, to stay in rental properties and stuff, so that they don't become victims of the housing crisis that we all know is around and we're aware of.
This marks the 30th year for the annual food drive.
There's a long tradition of doing it, and I think it's something that there was a need recognized years ago, and in today's current sort of financial and economic climate, there's an even increasing need for this kind of help.
Residents are encouraged to have their food donations out by 8 a.m.
Because it's such a day that we gather a large amount of stuff, we kind of ask for a bit of everything. But obviously the things that are most important are proteins, canned goods like meats, the soups that are a bit more chunky rather than just a broth soup, that type of thing. We do have an abundance of pasta, so I think at the moment we don't need a lot of pasta, but we certainly could use a bit of everything. So anything from household items to personal care items to just regular non-perishable items. Juice boxes, a lot of things for the kids are very important. Snack items, coffees, teas. We get requests for all kinds of things that unfortunately we can't let our clients have if we don't have them on our shelves as well. So anything you would normally want to buy at the grocery store for yourself, we encourage you to give. So what we hope is that if you're grabbing things from out of your pantry that you just want to donate, check the best before date, make sure that it's still an item that is current, and if you're buying things from the grocery store, that's fine as well.
The food drive was started over 30 years ago by the Burton family.
It just turned out that somebody wanted to have a food drive, and they said, well, how would we go about it? And they said, well, we'll canvass the town. And what do you mean canvass the town? Knock on every door. And that's basically how it started. Brother Doug was in charge of it for quite a few years. He set up the town in areas. We got a hold of a map from the town so we didn't miss any streets.
On average, the food drive collects 26,000 pounds of food. This year, they are hoping to collect 30,000 pounds in honor of 30 years.
Food Banks Canada and on Feed Ontario have certain areas, and you can only have one registered food bank in each area. So we are the food bank for the West Niagara area. So we actually have clients from Rockaway, Jordan, Vineland, Camden, and Beamsville. So even though our office is in Beamsville, our clients come from all of those areas, and we do help families in all of those areas. So East Lincoln just as well as Beamsville.
The 30th annual Beamsville and District Lions Food Drive will take place on Saturday, September 21st. In Niagara, you're watching The Source.